All right, we are on hole number 11. This is the back 10 hole-by-hole course review here at Gatewood in Cartersville, Georgia. Hope you guys enjoyed the front 10. If any of you watching this video have aced any of these holes, please let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear which hole it was and how you did it. What disc, when you did it. Love to hear about it. Anyway, we're on hole 11, par 3, 388 feet. Very neat fairway, almost Augusta-like, if you know ball golf. The basket finishes over there, following this path the whole way, slightly downhill. For the righties, obviously it's a forehand. You can throw a backhand turnover. I've seen birdies with it. If you're a lefty, well, it's a lefty hole. Let's walk it. We've reached the green at hole 11, as you guys could see. That was downhill and sloping. Just a side note, this is not normal for Gatewood. That's how significant the rain was yesterday. Typically this is all dry, very firm and fast, because it's all draining down to the lake over there. Anyway, good luck with that hole. Good luck with the birdie on a hole 12. We've reached hole 12. It is a par 4, 444 feet. I think they did that by design. If only it was hole 4, that would be cool. All right, you're going straight out that gap, and then it's going to go up to the right. You're following that driving path for utility vehicles the whole way, uphill, and let's walk the hole. Reach the green at hole 12, as you guys can see. Pretty straightforward. Get something up there, throw your up shot. Should be a green light birdie all day long. Some big arms probably make eagle here. Let's move on to hole 13. All right, hole 13, very straightforward. You can see the basket right up there. Uphill, generous tunnel, par 3, 160 feet. Let's walk the hole. All right, we've reached the basket at hole 13. As you can see, short hole, straightforward. One thing to note, probably circle's edge back there. There is the road, so that would be OB. If you try to ace run it and you get really aggressive, you probably run the risk of going in that road. Get your birdie, let's move on. We're at hole 14. This is one you definitely come to Gatewood to throw. Probably the most fun tee shot on the course. You've got a downhill par 4, 555 feet, that then finishes left up by the road, right over about there. You'll see it in a second when we walk it. You're just trying to pump one down there. You do have an alternate gap. I will call this one a local one. If you end up on that road, there's a pretty decent right-hand forehand, righty forehand, words are hard, righty forehand line from way over there if you happen to get over there. Otherwise, just pump one out there about 400, get up and down for your birdie. Let's walk the hole. We've reached the green at hole 14. That was an amazing walk. Hope to see you guys pump one right down here in the opening. Have a little jump up for eagle. Only thing to note, his road does go OB the entire right side and then does wrap around the basket at like 40 feet. Other than that, pump a drive, throw your up shot, go get your birdie. Good luck. We've arrived at the tee pad at hole 15. It is a par 4, 540 feet. You're going to go through that gap, and then the basket is going to gradually go uphill, and you're going to find yourself over there when it finishes. This is a tough one. I think it used to be a par 5, converted to a par 4. I think it still plays as a par 5 for some rec divisions in some tournaments. Anyway, let's walk the hole. All right, we've arrived at the basket at hole 15. As you guys could see, long hole, technical hole, elevation change, a lot going on with this one. If you get a birdie here, amazing. If you have birdie this hole, actually, will you drop a comment? I'd love to know who you are. Good luck. We've reached the tee pad at hole 16, par 3, 252 feet. Through that chute, and then a hard dogleg left. I'm not sure if you can see the band. You can see it from the tee. I think it's right there. There it is. All right, you're gonna have to throw something with a little bit of height, and a lot of stability if you're a righty. Let's walk the hole. We've reached the green at hole 16. As you guys could see, sharp dogleg left. There's really those two trees in the middle of the fairway that you have to miss once you hit the initial gap. Throw it up into this very generous, unobstructed putting green and get your birdie. Good luck. We've reached the green at, we've reached the tee at hole 17. It is a par 3, 215 feet. Technical shot, slightly downhill with the green that is severely sloping away past the basket, which is right there. Let's walk the hole. We've reached the green at hole 17. As you guys can see, probably circle's edge, just past circle's edge, long of the basket. It completely drops off. You're going to be in the lake. I don't care how many trees are there. It's not stopping. You really want to be right where I'm standing. 20 feet, 18 feet. You just beat all the trees. You landed on the flat part. You push to here, you get your birdie, you move on. Good luck. All right, we're at hole 18. We got a good one here. Par 3, 162 feet, obviously very short. You can see you're carrying over the water that is, well, pollen, Georgia, welcome. The basket is tucked right behind that tree, so it's a short shot, but you've got two trees you have to beat, and then you also, it is sitting on a severe slope. Any sort of run that hits that hill could potentially roll back down into the water. I've seen plenty of them. Honestly, my opinion, the play is to throw it at that log where it's flat and make your 10-footer, get your birdie, move on. Let's walk it. All right, we've arrived at the basket at hole 18. That was the toughest 160-foot walk I've ever had. Apologize for the time lapse if it got a little shaky, guys. I've never seen so much water over there that you have to walk through. And as I'm walking to the stairs, snake. So a lot going on. Anyway, back to the hole. We're at the basket. I am maybe 8 feet from the basket, and my feet are above the basket right now. That's the slope you guys are dealing with on this hole. That's why I think the play, throw it into flat, that log, make a 12-footer up the hill, get your birdie, let's move on. Good luck. We've arrived at hole 19, which is a par 3, 235 feet. You're going through that gap, and the basket is going to finish right about there. Slightly downhill, blind. Road behind the basket, that is OB. I think it's like 40 feet or something like that. You also have this local hyzer line that you can take. This one looks pretty good to me. Let's walk it. We've reached the green at hole 19. As you guys can see, that was a pretty straightforward shot. Definitely a green light for the birdie. Generous green. The road is more like 60, so if you throw it there, you should probably disc down. Good luck. All right, congratulations. You've made it to hole 20. This is our last hole of the round, an absolute gem to finish off the round. It is a par 3, 363 feet. You've got two tunnels. You can throw it through there on a hyzer flip or through here on a hyzer flip or on a big forehand or a roller. Or you can take the traditional gap this way. The basket is perched up in those trees, guarded. Beautiful hole. Let's walk it. All right, we've made it to the green at hole 20. As you can see, very guarded by the trees. Beautiful, beautiful hole. If anybody's birdied this one, I've seen a few birdies. If anybody's aced this one, please let me know. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. That was the Gatewood back 10 20-hole course. Beautiful course. Love this course so much. If you guys have any courses you want me to walk, drop a comment. Let me know. Happy to do it. We can join up. You can throw. I can watch you throw because I'm not throwing. And yeah, that's it. Be like Barrett. Ring that bell.